So it's Tuesday and I've just come back from the Seaford drop-in where I volunteer with my colleagues and we answer questions about babies and toddlers, and we're there every Tuesday from 10:30 to 1. So if you've got any questions and you'd like to come along, you're more than welcome. I'll put the details somewhere in the post. Anyway, I wanted to talk about the theme that we seem to have going this week. There was lots of babies that turned up with their parents, of course, and they seem to be on average about 5.5 months old. And the main concerns seem to be resistance to naps. That old chestnut, I know. So the main worry was that babies were overtired and that mummies were maybe missing the windows for these little ones, and just worrying that they weren't getting enough sleep in general. So I just had to remind them that there could be many reasons for a baby resisting naps, but before delving down any of those rabbit holes that could be many and varied, I always want to look at the most simple and obvious reasons first why a little one might resist naps. And of course, the simplest reason is that that child may not be tired enough. But it's often the default that we think they're overtired and therefore that's why they're not sleeping. But the older they get, the more likely it is that they're just not tired. Their stamina is growing. Their awake windows are extending. Now, I've said this before and I'll say it again. Awake windows are not founded on any science or evidence-based information. They are just an approximation, a guesstimate really, of what children, the amount of time children might need between their sleeps. It can vary depending on a lot of factors, so age, size, personality. So this is why I really discourage people from following strict schedules that say this is what your baby should be getting at this age. There are always variations. So now a common thing that happens between 4 and 6 months of age is that there's lots of changes going on, lots of changes in communication. So what used to be tired signs may now be an indication of something else. So it might be that the child is bored or frustrated or hungry or something else. So I always say to people at this age, be curious, be open-minded about what your child may be communicating because things are changing all the time. So one mummy then said to me, okay, so I ignore the tired signs. I said, no, don't ignore the tired signs, but be open to them meaning something else, possibly. So you can challenge the tired signs. You can have a change of scenery, take your little one outside, maybe play in a different area of the house. See if they bounce back. Was it tiredness or was it something else? Don't be too fixed on your idea or your interpretation of what they're saying. It may be changing. Now, for those of you who don't know, I do have a little free giveaway on my website, a guide for parents who have babies of 4 to 6 months of age, just explaining the development and making suggestions for new ways of settling and kind of how to figure out even when they're tired, and just unraveling some of the common mysteries that seem to occur at this age. So I'll put the link to that somewhere in this post, or you can check it out in my bio. And also, don't forget, if you live in the Seaford area or the Mornington Peninsula area and you're free one Tuesday morning and you have questions about your little one, feel free to pop down and see us at the drop-in, and I'll put the details in this post as well.